Hey everyone, it's Wasim here from the channel Handsome Smiles. Welcome to another video. Today I'll be doing a first impressions of a fragrance from the house of Guerlain, and this is Shalimar. This is the Eau de Toilette version. So I saw this was selling on eBay and I bid for it and I won. I got this 30 ml bottle from 1992. So it's a vintagey bottle for £30. Shalimar was originally released in 1925. The nose behind this fragrance is Jacques Guerlain. He was the third in line, third perfumer for the Guerlain brand. His grandfather started the company, and Jacques Guerlain is probably Guerlain's most famous perfumer. He's been behind Shalimar, obviously, which is probably Guerlain's most iconic fragrance. He was also behind Jiki and Mitsuko, among others. So he was behind a lot of the female classics of their time. So Shalimar, 1925, from what I've read and watched other reviews, people have said Shalimar was a fragrance that women would wear, which were quite daring of their time. So not a classy woman would not wear Shalimar. It would be a rebellious sort of woman that would wear Shalimar. But obviously now people consider this to be a very classy sort of fragrance. Shalimar was also the inspiration by Jacques Guerlain's son, Jean-Paul Guerlain, to create Habit Rouge in the 60s. So I'll be very interested to compare Habit Rouge Eau de Toilette to Shalimar. Shalimar obviously came in 1925. This was released in 1960. So Habit Rouge was like Jean-Paul Guerlain's interpretation of a masculine Shalimar. So we'll do a quick comparison. I really love Habit Rouge as well, which is the reason why I wanted to try, one of the reasons why I wanted to try Shalimar. The other, it being a classic, and I needed to get my nose on it. So it's a used bottle. From the batch code, I know it's a bottle from 1922. So we'll just put the box away for now. The bottle is in here. It's nicely packaged. So let's take out the packaging. So this is how the bottle looks. Just going to take out the cap. Just put this on the side for now. On the side. So this is how the bottle looks. It's not the classic Shalimar bottle that we all know, and it's not like the Shalimar bottles we get in the stores now. Maybe this was like a limited edition. This is a 30 ml bottle. So Shalimar Eau de Toilette from Guerlain. This is how it looks at the bottom. So let's give this a first impressions and see what it's like. I already know that the fragrance Shalimar, because it's so iconic, is based around citruses and vanilla. So I know there's citruses and vanilla in this. So let's give this a first impressions and see what it's like. So vintage bottle from 1992, sorry. Okay, very nice, beautiful, bright, citrusy notes. There's a little bit of an aldehyde sort of feel. It's beautiful, like lemon and bergamot, but there's like a sweet powderiness in the background, and a touch of florals. It's got a real vintage sort of vibe. There's a little bit of a warm spice, maybe like a sandalwood in here, definitely. And a touch of cinnamon. So there's a lot of sandalwood, very beautiful sandalwood, with that bright citrus in the opening. I'm surprised the citruses are still there. They've died down a little bit. This reminds me a little bit of the sandalwood that I get in Egoist by Chanel. I'm not saying they're the same fragrance, but the sandalwood I'm getting. And there's a brightness and a touch of a sweetness. Really beautiful. I really like this so far. I have to say, on first impressions, this smells very, very different to Habit Rouge by Guerlain. Guerlain's Habit Rouge in the dry down does remind me a little bit of classic female fragrances. It does have a touch of female classic fragrances in the dry down. But Shalimar, very different in the opening. Let's see what the note breakdown is. I've got Fragrantica open here. So Shalimar Eau de Toilette by Guerlain is a amber fragrance marketed towards women. It's a Eau de Toilette version. As I mentioned, the nose behind this fragrance is Jacques Guerlain. At the top of the fragrance, we're going to get Bergamot and Floral Notes. The heart of the fragrance is Iris, Rose, and Jasmine. And the base of the fragrance is Vanilla and Tonka Bean. Okay, so there's no sandalwood, but that smoothness that I was getting is possibly coming from the Iris. Maybe the Rose and the Jasmine is what reminded me a little bit of the Egoist. But so there's no sandalwood in this, but it's got this beautiful powdery sweetness. So maybe that's the combination of the Iris giving the powderiness, and maybe the Vanilla and the Tonka Bean giving the smoothness. On first impressions, I think this is a really beautiful fragrance. Very different to Habit Rouge. Let me just give us first impressions of Habit, not first impressions, I wear this quite a lot, but let's compare it to Shalimar. The citruses are quite similar in the opening, but the lemon is a lot more strong, whereas in Shalimar it's a little bit more on the bergamot. First impressions, Shalimar, I think this is a gorgeous fragrance. I'm really going to be enjoying wearing this one. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed that first impressions. If you have, please do leave me a like and a comment below. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please make sure you do. Until next time, my friends, see you later.